Rose is so weird.
Yeah, it's like she sees things that aren't there. Creepy.
Stay away from us, you freak.
Imagine wanting to be friends
She's
with her.
definitely
Ew,
not normal.
something just moved on her hand. What is wrong with her?
Shut up!
Rose feels
It's like she
Stay
sees
away
things
from
that
us,
aren't
you
there.
freak.
Ew, something just moved on her hand.
She's definitely
Just disgusting. Please just stop!
There's no real point to this video. I just want to rant a little bit. I watched, or I'm watching actually, Carcinogen SDA. He did a walkthrough of Shadow of Rose, the DLC for Resident Evil Village. And it triggered me because it reminded me of things that I hated about Village. Gameplay was fun and I enjoyed upgrading the weapon, so I played it a bunch of times. The thing I really hated, now Ethan annoyed me because of his, what, I think there's a compilation of all the, his reactions. It's like stupid reactions. It's like, he's been through this already, you know, get with the program, man. But whatever, he's kind of like the everyman in these situations, so I guess fine. But the thing that really pissed me off was Chris. In the beginning, he shoots Mia in front of Ethan. And when Ethan is like, what the hell, what's going on? You just shot my wife, what's going on? You're taking my kid, what's going on? Chris goes, enough, Ethan. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about, enough? You just fucking killed this man's wife and you're taking his baby. And you're acting like he's being unreasonable for trying to find out what the hell's going on. And he's not telling him what's going on.
Chris? What the hell?
Sorry, Ethan.
No! What? Why?
Go on, move!
All clear. Rose? What the hell are you doing with my daughter?
Package secure, sir. Take him away.
I said get your hands off her!
Ethan, no.
Rose.
Get him out of here.
And, you know, to the whole way they did it, when they shot into the house, they could have killed Ethan, they could have killed the baby. It's just really fucking stupid. And they did it just for shock value, of course. But it's so, it reflects poorly on Chris. And it just shows you how manipulative and how, you know, like I said, I say this a lot. Game designers, game developers are sociopaths. It meant more to them to do this fake, cheap shock thing. And it's not like that. It's not shocking. It's not like emotionally arresting. It's more like, wait, what the fuck is going on? That's really what people get out of it. They don't go, oh my God, no, Chris. He's evil now because he shot Mia. And now what's going to happen? I've known Chris all these years, and suddenly he's a bad guy now because he killed poor Mia. What's happening? Nobody's doing that. People are going, what the fuck is going on? Why'd he fucking shoot Mia? What's up? Is Mia really evil? What's going on? And I guess they just want you to just be shocked and be like that. I guess they just figure, well, people are going to think that Mia was evil all this time. But it still doesn't make sense that he wouldn't explain anything to Ethan. But whatever. So later on, when Chris pops up again and Ethan's like, you killed my wife, and he goes, that wasn't your wife, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, why didn't you tell me that in the first place? Well, because I knew that you want to be a part of this. Of course, you fucking idiot. I'm already a part of it. The whole reason why this is happening is because of what I went through in 7. You've already trained me over these past few years. I'm not a super soldier, but I can handle myself. And this is my family. Like, we're men, and we gotta be friends. You're not gonna keep me out of something like this. What kind of stupid bullshit is that? So I fucking hated that. And I hated playing as Chris in that section and everything. It's just fuck him. So fucking stupid. So anyway, so watching Shadow of Rose, and I'm like, you know, it starts off with her saying to some weird looking guy, yeah, maybe, you know, he tells her, there's a way, this weird guy, what if I told you there's a way to take away your powers? Because she's complaining about mean girls not liking her. You know, she's so shallow. It's like, I'm just a freak. These powers, I don't have any friends, which is bullshit. She's a cute girl. You know, there's going to be plenty of guys who like her, and there's going to be goth chicks who like her. And in this day and age, people are celebrated for the most surfaced level traits. Look at TikTok, Tumblr just a few years ago before it went to crap. Twitter, there's plenty of people who's gonna like Rose. I know the 3x structure, somebody gets something that they don't like and they gotta learn to overcome it or whatever, fine. But this particular trope of, I've got powers, but it's really a curse because shallow girls at high school won't like me. It's like, does she have no values? Did no one raise her with any values? And so I'm thinking to myself, where's Mia? Who raised this girl? Why does she care so much about just, some stupid ass, literal mean girls? Why is she pandering to them? Why does she care about their, she wasn't raised with any kind of sense of integrity? What the hell's going on? So at a certain point, she's saying she doesn't know her dad and she wished she knew. And it's this doesn't make any sense. Where the fuck is Mia? Who raised her? She's not even talking about Mia. At the part where I stopped and decided I went to rant a bit, she's not even talking about, well, my mother didn't tell me this, or I asked my mom and this. No. So I'm Googling it to say, what the fuck happened to Mia? It's not who raised Rose? And they're like, oh, well, Chris took Rose when she manifested her powers. But where did he take her? And why would Mia allow that? There's no way, after everything they've both gone through, Ethan and Mia, and even Chris, there's no way that this is going to be, I'm just going to take this girl. And they didn't seem like they raised her, they didn't teach her powers or anything, because she looks like in the game, in the adventure she's having, she's learning about how to use her powers. Yeah, she was surprised that she had them. It looked like that. Of course, she knew she had powers, but some of the things she's doing, she's like, huh? I could do this? What's going on? And it's what did they teach her? She completely, it's like she didn't exist as a person until she existed as a baby, and then now she just exists as a 16-year-old. Nothing in between happened. She's just a plot device. She's not a person. She doesn't have a history. And then now she's walking around the house from the first game, no, from the main game, rather, from 8. She's walking around that house, and she's looking at pictures of the dad and all this stuff, and she's like, oh my God, I feel the warmth and love of my dad. What happened? How come nobody told you this before? I don't know. It's just dumb.
How? Core. You mean that gross lumpy thing? How am I supposed to break it? My powers? I literally came here to get rid of them. Okay, fine, but how? What am I supposed to do?
Remind me a little bit of how Last of Us Part 2 did the whole shock value thing, where there was ways, if you wanted us to see a side of Abby that we could relate to, it could have been done better. But he was more interested, Druckmann, in shocking the player and having this big shock scene come out of nowhere, that he didn't want to do that. And then to later on try to force you to accept the character in this dumb side quest. It's like, you're never going to get people to like Abby. And I'm laughing at what's going to happen in part 2. It sounds like they're going to try to stretch it out, and they're going to have to make some kind of changes, because I don't think that people who are watching the show are probably connecting with Joel and Ellie the same way they do in the game. I don't think it's possible. They didn't have enough time with the characters. For one, Ellie is completely unappealing, so I don't know. I know people seem to like the show. That's fine. But even if they didn't connect with them like players did, you still are not going to be able to get away with having Abby act the way she did in part 2 on television. People are not going to go for that shit. So it'll be interesting how manipulative and Weasley they are about how they do that story. They're already trying to set it up where, and I just saw this. I saw Synthetic Man talk about this, how in the last episode of the show, they're acting like the cure is real. It's not ambiguous. But that was never an issue for me. I didn't care if it was a real cure or not. I thought it was a real cure. In the game, I thought, yeah, they could really cure people. I don't give a shit. Fuck humanity. The systems, we probably got to this place with the zombie apocalypse because of how shitty humanity is. And they haven't demonstrated any better sort of value, since then. I mean, everybody is horrible. If the Fireflies are horrible people too, and I don't trust that they just because they had a cure that they're going to give it to everybody. You know, the show seemed to make it like as soon as we make this cure, we just going to give it to people. Like, how did they find that out? But whatever, I don't care. The point is, for shock value in the game, he refused to set up Abby better, and then has the nerve to get mad at people who hate Abby and never warms up to her. So they do all this fake manipulative things like, oh, play with the dog and all this shit to try to get you to like her when you will never like her. And I just hate like this manipulative stuff that games do. And so anyway, but yeah, enough about Last of Us, because it's really just supposed to be about Rose and what annoyed me about Village, and just like the thoughtlessness that goes into writing and goes into characters. They have no dimension. And for her to be having these flashbacks to people saying, "Ew, she's so weird," and it's like the most vapid, like shallow people who don't like her. It's like, who cares? Like, she's putting her life on the line, fighting the most horrifying monstrosities and creatures just so she doesn't have powers, so that people like, "Oh, she's weird and gross," people like that will like her. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.